Okay, well, I think there's a misconception of actually what goes on in the schools, just hearing some of the comments. We actually are very restricted in what we can do. We have strict guidelines, like we cannot recruit.
And are you teaching the Connect program, which is the program that's been suspended?
That was one of them. We do one called God Space.
Okay, so it is Christian education?
Yes.
And what do you teach the students?
Okay, well, what we can't do is put our own beliefs and thoughts and teach them as it is the only way. So we have to basically say to the children, this is what Christians believe. Because at the end of the day, they have to make their own choices, as anybody does. So we don't go blasting in there and saying, well, this is it, and you've got to do this, and you've got to believe that. And at the end of the day, we, as a nation, are a Christian nation, but we certainly don't Bible bash. And I would love if actually some of the parents did come in and see what we do. It would be great, because like we teach respect of self, others, parents, that there is obedience that does need to take place because it has to happen in your workplace as well, choices and consequences, about caring for self, others and the earth that we live on, and we let them know that they are special and that they're really important, even though they're children.
So there have been some allegations made about the Connect program that, for instance, children as young as 10 were reenacting David beheading Goliath, and some of the parents and children found that very confronting. Is that something that you teach?
No, I don't think so. I would find that confronting myself.
Yeah, me too.
To reenact something like that.
And Raewyn, just to get your perspective on it as well, another of the complaints about Connect was that, for instance, all the children were told that they were sinful. And one of the instructors held up a grey rag and a white rag and said, white rag is Jesus and the grey rag is all of you because you are dirty and sinful. Is that something that should be taught to students in school?
Well, it's not so much the what, it's the how it's taught. Is a big. I'd be very, very careful on how they were wording that, because that's just, you just don't point to somebody. And I'm wondering if somebody has come home and misunderstood what has been said.
Mm. Yeah, it's a really interesting area, isn't it? I mean, we have spoken to one of the parents at Windsor State School, and they've sat in on one of the classes and heard this being taught. So anyway, I'd be interested in your perspective throughout, the afternoon, but it's great to hear from you, Raewyn. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Raewyn at Keperra is a religious instructor in schools. Hugh in Brisbane, what do you think students should be taught about religion?
I think they should wait till high school until they're taught comparative religion. I think the problem with the special religious instruction is it's not comparative, it's actually teaching them to become a Christian. And so there's a little bit of a subtle confusion there when people talk about it, those who teach it, in that teaching the Christian message, the message really is about becoming a Christian. That's what they're teaching children.
And have you experienced that in your own family?
My son came home from class telling me that, wasn't it amazing that God created the whole world and all of that sort of thing, and then he was accidentally put into the class later. But my main...
so he was being taught creationism?
Well, yes, I wouldn't go quite that far, but he was being taught that God created the whole world, so he was being taught the Genesis story. But my main exposure to the materials is the Queensland Parents for Secular State Schools Facebook site, for which it puts all of the information from the Connect teaching program on, so you can see what it says.
Yeah.
And it's just full of entreaties to join the faith. Also, the YouthWorks site, the producer of Connect, they say explicitly on their site that making disciples is the reason they exist. From special religious education to our Christian outdoor education, the discipleship of children, youth and families is at the heart of everything we do. So I can't understand the comments that John Thorpe made earlier when they're contradicted by his own website.
Well, we will actually be talking to the spokeswoman for Queensland Parents for Secular State Schools after 5 as well, Hugh. So having this conversation this afternoon throughout the show. Thank you so much for your point of view on that.
Thank you very much.
Hugh in Brisbane, what do you think students should be taught in state schools about religion?
612 ABC